Can we begin?
Yes, Maharaj. I'll just introduce you. Give me a minute, Maharaj. Hare Krishna, everybody. Pranams from Mayapur Institute, and on behalf of the students, we welcome His Holiness Bhakti Vigya Vinash Nrsimha Maharaj. He'll be teaching Unit 3 and Unit 4. And as you all know about Maharaj, I'll not say anything further. Maharaj is a great soul, and it is our blessings and mercy that we have got the association of Maharaj. So I'll just leave it to Maharaj. We welcome you once again, Maharaj. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you very much, Padma Sundari Mataji. Very happy to be with you all. Very happy to have the opportunity to take part in this Bhakti Vaibhava program. Okay, so I'll begin. I'll just offer some prayers. Om Jnanatimarandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitanyena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Namam Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristaya Bhutale Srimati Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namane. Namaste Saraswati Devi Kauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shanyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhu Bhayevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavibhyo Namo Namaha. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasari Gaur Bhaktavinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So very glad to be with you all for this Unit 3, and hopefully also we'll be with you for Unit 4 also. So Unit 3, can we have the first slide, Padma Sundari Maharaji?
Yes, Maharaj. Once again, I'm sharing the screen.
Yeah, go ahead. Okay, so we're going to be looking at these wonderful chapters. Chapter 8, Prayers of Queen Kuntī. Chapter 9, Passing Away of Bhīṣmadeva. Before that, today, we're on Chapter 7. Go ahead. Padma Sundari, next slide, yeah? Okay, a little overview of Unit 3. Chapter 7, the Son of Droṇa Punished. You've already covered part of Chapter 7, right? I guess with the two Kṛṣṇa Prabhu, you covered the meditation of Vyasadeva and the Atmarama Sloka. Very important part of Srimad Bhagavatam. And after that, after the speaking of that Atmarama Sloka and the glorification of Sukadeva Goswami, we're going to hear about the Pandavas.
Maharaj, give me a minute because I have some issues here in Zoom. Can you just give me a minute, Maharaj?
Yes.
Yeah, because I want to record in Zoom and okay. Yes, Maharaj.
All right, so you covered I think the first 12 verses of Chapter 7, and we'll be completing Chapter 7 today, and we also try to go into the first few verses of Chapter 8, if time allows. That's the plan. So chapter 8, very famous chapter. Prabhupada gave many lectures on prayers of Queen Kuntī, and they're published also. We have the book on the prayers of Queen Kuntī. Wonderful prayers. So we'll be covering that chapter in the next class. And we'll hear also about Parīkṣit having to be saved again. And then chapter 9. Yeah, Padma Sundari? Yeah? Chapter 9, the departure of Bhīṣmadeva in the presence of Lord Kṛṣṇa. So we'll see the theme of the first canto is the disappearance of so many great personalities from the world. Grandfather Bhīṣma leaving the world, and then after that, then we have the Pandavas retire timely. Well, you have, before that you have the departure of Lord Kṛṣṇa, you have the annihilation of the Yadu dynasty, the departure of Lord Kṛṣṇa, and then the Pandavas retire timely. And in this way the scene is set for the appearance of Sukadeva Goswami. So that's basically what's going on in the first canto. Right? So the first lesson today, we're going to be hearing about the son of Droṇa Punished. The son of Droṇa, of course, Ashwatam, the infamous Ashwatam, and how he acted and what happened to him, how he got punished. Can we go ahead? Yeah? So, just to refresh your memory, you've already covered chapter 4, of course, some time ago. In the beginning of chapter 4, you have Sonakarishi putting questions to Sutta Goswami. In the very first chapter of the first canto, we had the sages in Naimisharanya, you had the same thing, you had Sonakarishi putting questions to Sutta Goswami. So in the fourth chapter, more questions were given to him. And these questions were more in relation to Srila Vyasadeva, and how did he, shown here, where did he get the inspiration to write the Srimad Bhagavatam, or to compile the Srimad Bhagavatam? Because he'd already written 18 Puranas, and Mahabharata and everything. So what was it that happened? What happened that he was so inspired to compile the Srimad Bhagavatam? So Sonakarishi will also glorify Sukadeva Goswami and Maharaj Parīkṣit. He described their wonderful qualities. Sukadeva Goswami and Maharaj Parīkṣit, quite contrasting personalities. They really don't have much in common with each other except for one thing, right? One thing which they have in common, they're both devotees of Lord Kṛṣṇa, and that's a very important thing. Otherwise, there was really nothing in common. Sukadeva Goswami, the son of Vyas, totally detached person, very renounced and no interest in material life. Maharaj Parīkṣit, he'd been the emperor of the world and coming from the royal family. So they had very different backgrounds. But the one thing they had in common was that they were both wonderful devotees of Lord Kṛṣṇa. And then Sonakarishi wants to understand, why would Maharaj Parīkṣit give up everything? That he had so much, and he was doing so well. He was a good king. He was doing really nicely, ruling the world. So why did he have to give up everything and go and sit on the banks of the Ganges? Okay, so, right, all right. So here's another coming into now chapter 7 and text number 12, where we want to begin our discussion today. Right? So, would someone like to read this for me?
Sutta Goswami thus addressed the rishis headed by Kṛṣṇa. Now I shall begin the transcendental narration of the Lord Sri Kṛṣṇa and topics of the birth, activities, and deliverance of King Parīkṣit, the sage amongst kings, as well as topics of the renunciation of the worldly order by the sons of Pandu.
All right, so Sutta Goswami, he said, now I'm going to begin. We're already in chapter 7. He said, now I'm going to begin the narration of Lord Kṛṣṇa. So we had to wait some time, but it's well worth it. We're going to hear about Lord Kṛṣṇa. And the first 6 chapters were describing so many preliminary things, right? We had Vyasadeva and his instruction from Narada Muni, of course, that was there. And you had also the sages putting questions to Sonaka. They wanted to know what was the essence of all the scriptures. And so the 2nd chapter of the 1st canto, very nice, important. But now we're going to hear about Lord Kṛṣṇa. This is, of course, not immediately. First we're going to hear, well, Lord Kṛṣṇa is also going to be there, but we're going to hear about particularly the sons of Pandu, Arjuna, and how he deals with the situation, how he is tested by Lord Kṛṣṇa. Okay, we'll go ahead. So first section, chapter 7, beginning text number 12, beginning with this description of the pastimes of Lord Kṛṣṇa and the Pandavas. This, of course, is taking place after the battle of Kurukshetra. The battle of Kurukshetra is over, and Bhīma has also practically killed Duryodhana, broke the spine of Duryodhana. Duryodhana's laying dying. And then what happens next? We're told that Ashwatthama enters into the camp of the Pandava princes, and he kills the 5 sons of Draupadi, the 5 sleeping Pandava princes. We're not told exactly how old they are. Does anybody happen to know how old are these princes? They're young children anyway, because they're always described the children of Draupadi. And Ashwatthama's guilty of killing children, and killing them in their sleep. Not a very glorious way for a Kshatriya. Of course, Ashwatthama, he's not a Kshatriya, he's meant to be a Brahmana. As the son of Droṇa, his father would expect him to be the Brahmana, but he did not live up to the expectations. All right, so first of all, we hear about Ashwatthama killing the 5 sleeping sons of the Pandavas. And after killing them, then he runs, he flees. He has to get out of there because Arjuna is coming after him. Maharaji, it would help if you didn't put everything there, you know. You put the whole thing in there, you know. If we could go them one at a time, it will be better for me. All right? Go on. We're on chapter 7, right? Okay, so we got the sleeping sons of Pandavas. Okay, now stop there, right? So Ashwatthama flees, and Arjuna sets out to capture him. In the Bhagavatam it's described Ashwatthama fleeing, that he's like Brahma running away from Lord Shiva. Lord Shiva was ready to kill Lord Brahma, because Lord Brahma had become lusty after his own daughter. Lord Shiva was disgusted, he was going to kill him. And Brahma he ran. So the same way Ashwatthama runs for his life, because Arjuna is out to capture him. Right? He's promised Draupadi, I will bring him back and you can take bath standing on his head. Ooh. You know. Yeah, Kshatriyas, they speak like that. They speak very boldly. Go ahead, one more. Next we hear Ashwatthama's in danger for his life. So he realizes in order to save his life, he will use this weapon, the Brahmastra weapon. And he releases his Brahmastra weapon. The Brahmastra weapon, released by mantra, subtle device. When Prabhupada speaks about this Brahmastra weapon, he often talks about how at the time of initiation, devotees also recite a mantra. And Prabhupada quotes that he quotes that verse, it goes, this verse about seeing Lord Kṛṣṇa within and without, purified or unpurified, one who remembers Kṛṣṇa, then he will attain the spiritual world. How does it go, that verse? Remember, at the time of initiation, we always... No, that's not the verse I'm thinking of. Oh yes, it is. Yeah, right. You're right, actually. Oma pavitra pavitrava sarvavastam gatopiya yasmaret pundarikaksha. Pundarikaksha, right? Pundarikaksha. One who remembers the lotus-eyed Lord, purified or unpurified. Then his life is successful. Right. Thank you, Prabhu. Oma pavitra pavitrava sarvavastam gatopiya yasmaret pundarikaksham Svaibhayantara Suchi Sri Vishnu, Sri Vishnu, Sri Vishnu. So Prabhupada was quoting that mantra a couple of times when he was talking about the Brahmastra weapon. He said, just like we are chanting mantras, he said it should not be a ritual. He said it's not just a ritual. He said it is a subtle science. And by reciting the mantras, we can actually awaken the spiritual energy. So Ashwatthama, he was able to use this Brahmastra weapon. But, of course, as you probably know, he has a problem, right? What is his problem? He knows how to release it, but Janmashtami will tell...
He doesn't know how to retract it.
Right, he doesn't know how to retract it. He's one who is able to release the weapon should also know how to retract it. So Ashwatthama, somehow he only knew how to release it, and he didn't know how to retract it. Interesting, in the battle of Kurukshetra, we had, Abhimanyu, his death was brought about because he only knew how to enter into the chakra. He didn't know how to get out of the chakra. And so he ended up being killed in the chakra. And so similarly, Ashwatthama, the son of Droṇa, he'd only learned how to release the Brahmastra, but he didn't know how to retract it. So Ashwatthama releases his Brahmastra weapon. Bharijan Prabhu writes in his book, Unveiling the Lotus Feet, that when the Brahmastra weapon is released, then the person who it's directed for, he knows about it. He's aware that that weapon is coming for him. So Arjuna was aware that this Brahmastra weapon is coming towards him. So what does Arjuna do? Maybe one of the ladies who are there can respond and tell us, how does Arjuna react when he understands the Brahmastra weapon is coming towards him?
He released another Brahmastra.
He releases another Brahmastra. What does he do before that?
He starts to pray to Kṛṣṇa.
Yes, right. That's important, that seeing the Brahmastra come towards him, one will certainly be somewhat fearful. So when we're in fear, when we have some great fear, then devotees, we should all learn to take shelter of Lord Kṛṣṇa. And we approach Lord Kṛṣṇa for protection. But in approaching Lord Kṛṣṇa for protection, Arjuna doesn't just simply call out to Kṛṣṇa, "Oh Kṛṣṇa, this Brahmastra weapon's coming, save me." No, what does he do first of all? He offers prayers. He offers heartfelt prayers to Lord Kṛṣṇa. He has to glorify Kṛṣṇa, he wants to appreciate Lord Kṛṣṇa. So this is a very important part of the process of taking shelter of Lord Kṛṣṇa, that we also have to pray to the Lord for his protection and to make us fearless. So Arjuna offered beautiful prayers to Lord Kṛṣṇa, and Lord Kṛṣṇa then gave him the instruction that you also release a Brahmastra. Lord Kṛṣṇa, of course, is omniscient. He knows that Ashwatthama doesn't know how to retract the weapon. So, because he doesn't know how to retract the weapon, it has to hit something, it has to destroy something. So Arjuna releases his Brahmastra weapon to counteract Ashwatthama's. And then what happens? Chandrika Maharaji, do you know what happens?
I'm not sure.
All right, then we will ask. I'm not able to see. What about Rasa Shekhar Prabhu? You can tell us what happens after Arjuna releases his Brahmastra weapon?
Kṛṣṇa Maharaj, it starts like a Samantha fire at devastation. All the universe, all living entities will be just fired.
Yeah, they'll feel the heat, right? The two Brahmastra weapons interact with each other. There's a big explosion. And the whole universe is affected. They all feel the heat. The higher planets, the lower planets, the earth planets, they can all feel the result of the explosion, of the interaction of the two Brahmastra weapons.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, as I may be wrong, some Vashisht Rishi tried to stop them. I think some of them Rishi. I don't remember the name, maybe Vashisht.
Where's that told?
I'm not sure actually. I think.
But we don't see that in the Bhagavatam. It may be in some other place, but it's not mentioned in our Bhagavatam.
Then I'm sorry. I just.
Anyway, okay. So Ashwatthama his attempt to destroy Arjuna has failed, and Arjuna has counteracted the Brahmastra weapon of Ashwatthama. And then the next thing that happens is, Mahavirya Prabhu? You can tell us what happens next?
The next actually, I'm sorry, Maharaj, I am not really sure, so I'm sorry.
Okay. We'll ask somebody else. Yes? Kamalangi Mataji. Kamalangi Mataji? No? Anybody know what happens next after the two Brahmastras interact? Anyone else? I know Janmastami knows for sure, but I'd like to hear from some other people.
Arjuna arrested Ashwatthama.
Yes, thank you. Yes, Arjuna arrests Ashwatthama. And how does he arrest him? What manner does he arrest him?
Binding him in ropes like animal.
Yes, binding him up like an animal, not in a very courteous manner, not in a very respectful manner. Now, why would we expect Arjuna to be more courteous to Ashwatthama? What is their relationship?
Ashwatthama is a Guru Putra, his spiritual master's son.
Yes, right. The son of Arjuna's martial arts guru, right? Drona had trained Arjuna in the military arts. So Arjuna was very much indebted to the teachings of Drona. It's even mentioned at the beginning of the battle of the Kurukshetra war, how Arjuna saluted Drona. Although they were fighting on the opposite sides, but still Arjuna saluted Drona because he recognized Drona as his guru. But this Ashwatthama has acted in a very, very deplorable manner by killing the 5 sleeping sons of the Pandavas. So Arjuna arrests Ashwatthama, binds him up like an animal, and brings him. Who does he bring him to?
Draupadi?
Yes, right. Because her sons have been killed. So she must, we would expect that Draupadi is feeling some bitterness. It's very, very bitter. That this man has come and killed my 5 sons in their sleep. All right, can we go ahead, Padma Sundari Mataji? Next one. Okay, we had Arjuna praise to Kṛṣṇa. Go ahead. Oh, okay, this is Arjuna's prayer to Kṛṣṇa. Right? We can just read it. Right? Maybe somebody would like to read for us? Who's...
Arjuna said, "O my Lord Sri Kṛṣṇa, you are the almighty personality of Godhead. There is no limit to your different energies. Therefore, only you are competent to instill fearlessness in the hearts of your devotees. Everyone in the flames of material miseries can find the path of liberation in you only."
All right. So Arjuna appreciating the energies of Lord Kṛṣṇa. ultimately everything is Krishna's energy. All of us living entities, we're also Krishna's energy. So Krishna has so many different energies, and if we want to become fearless, we have to take shelter of Krishna. We have to learn to bring the mind to think of Krishna and to surrender to Krishna. So Arjuna was showing us the proper manner in a challenging situation where a life-threatening situation. The proper manner is to pray to the Lord, offer prayers of glorification. And then he requested Lord Krishna that what to do. This Brahmastra is coming towards me. How should we deal with it? And Lord Krishna gives a solution. He tells Arjuna, you also release your Brahmastra, you counteract it. Because Ashwatthama doesn't know how to do it. All right, can we go ahead? Yes? Oh, thank you. Okay. So Arjuna releases his Brahmastra and then retracts them both. It's significant that Arjuna could retract both of them. The significance being that Arjuna is empowered as a representative of the Lord. He has the power to be able to bring both the Brahmastras under control. Because Arjuna is the devotee of Lord Krishna. So he's empowered by Lord Krishna. The power to do anything comes from Krishna. Just like we want to distribute the holy name. Chaitanya Charitamrita says, one who is got the Krishna Shakti, then he can distribute the holy name. Kali Yuga Dharma Harinam Sankirtan Krishna Shakti Vininahi Tara Pravartan. That we have to have the potency of Lord Krishna. So Arjuna was blessed that he offered his prayers and he was empowered by Lord Krishna, and in this way he could bring both the Brahmastra weapons under his control. Go ahead. Yes? So Arjuna's captured Ashwatthama, binds him up as an animal and places him at the feet of Draupadi. And how does Draupadi react? How will you act, Chandrika Maharaji? If 5 of your sons are killed in the sleep, and then they bring the person who'd killed them and places him at your feet, how will you respond?
Probably, Hare Krishna Maharaj, probably I will be, and I will want to kill him on the same place.
Yeah, I think so. I think that would be a fairly reasonable reaction for most of us.
Yeah.
Mm.
But she didn't.
But how does Draupadi react? What is her feeling?
She respect him like a Brahmana?
Yes, right. She has respect for him because he's the son of the Guru. And he's coming in that family, good family of their Guru. So she's got some affection. She feels that this is not right, Arjuna. And does everyone agree with Draupadi? Yadugopal, Oh, Viragopal Prabhu.
My pranams, Maharaj. So nice to hear your voice and your darshan. Maharaj, I personally, because I'm so stupid, I suppose, I disagree with Draupadi. First of all, by just not agreeing with her husband's actions, Arjuna was, first she desired, and then Arjuna brings him to her, and now she's disrespecting for me, Arjuna.
But what about the people present there? How do they feel? Who's all there along with Draupadi?
Yes.
Do you remember who's there?
Yes, all the elders are there. The brothers are there, and I believe. No, I don't remember actually, Maharaj. That's all I know. Only the brothers are there.
Yeah, the brothers are there, and who else is there? Yes, Lord Kṛṣṇa is there himself, right? Lord Kṛṣṇa is there, and the brothers are there, and Draupadi's are there. So, Dauji Prabhu, how do the brothers feel? Do they all agree with Draupadi? Dauji Prabhu, are you there?
Hare Krishna Maharaj, sorry, it took a while to unmute.
Oh, okay.
Sorry Maharaj, I have not read that section yet.
Okay. Okay, we'll ask Mahamani. Mahamani and is it Mahamani?
Yes, Maharaj.
No, Bhima was present, and are you asking about who is present?
Yeah, well, we heard all the brothers are present, and Lord Kṛṣṇa is present, and Draupadi is present. So I want to know, how do they all feel? Draupadi had said she thought, this is not right, he's a Brahmana, we should treat him more respectfully.
Bhima wanted to kill him?
Yeah, right. Bhima wants to kill him.
Kṛṣṇa wanted to kill him too, but at the same time, he wanted to also please the Pati as well.
He wanted to what?
Kṛṣṇa wanted to kill Ashwatthama. At the same time, he doesn't want to kill, he gave an equivocal instruction.
Yes. Kṛṣṇa said, and he also agreed with Draupadi that he's the son of a Brahmana. The son of a Brahmana, you cannot be killed, shouldn't be killed. But he also he thought, he's done so many terrible things, right? Okay, go ahead. Yes, Arjuna captures and binds Ashwatthama. Next one. Okay, discussion. Whether Ashwatthama should be killed or not. So this is a discussion. Should he be killed?
Hare Krishna Maharaj.
Yes.
This is Srimad Pandit Das here. Can I speak?
Yes, please.
Maharaj, actually, Kṛṣṇa gives the equivocal instruction. Kṛṣṇa doesn't want Ashwatthama to be killed, but he wants Arjuna to humiliate him also. So he tells Arjuna that you remove the money on the top of his forehead. In that way, it's like similar to humiliating him also, but like insulting him and by not killing him also. So he Arjuna removes the money which is present on the forehead of Ashwatthama.
Well, you jumped the gun quite a bit. You came to the conclusion of the whole thing, right? we got to hear a little bit more about, the pros and the cons. Should he be killed or should he not? Right? This is a discussion. Right?
So Bhima wanted him to be killed, but Draupadi did not want to be killed. Did not want him. Like the Dharma Shastra says that he should not be killed. Artha Shastra says that he has to be killed.
All right. What you have to do, let's make some little groups. Padma Sundari Mataji, how many people have we got in the class? Padma Sundari?
We have 24.
24. Okay, so that's 6 groups of 4.
Okay.
And we want each group to come up with the reasons why he should be killed and why he shouldn't be killed.
How much time, Maharaj?
Well, you shouldn't need a lot of time.
Yeah, because if you open the rooms, they'll join the rooms, so we have to tell them the time.
Okay, 5 minutes.
Please join the rooms.
Hare Krishna, can I ask a question?
Yes?
Is this about our opinion or what is in the said in the Bhagavatam?
What's in the Bhagavatam? It's in the Bhagavatam.
Okay, thank you, Maharaj.
Maharaj, can you reiterate the question? I'll broadcast it.
Yeah, the question is, what are the reasons why Arjuna should be killed, and what are the reasons why he should not be killed?
Which verses to which verse we have to? I think from third.
Reasons why he should be killed and why he shouldn't be killed. I'll find out the verses. I'm not sure verses are mentioned.
No, verse number 12 to 26 was there before. You were taking the overview. Like after verse number 19, Ashwatthama releases the Brahmastra weapon in from 19 to 26, 20 to 26.
I think from 44, Draupadi put forward arguments against killing.
Yeah. 44 onwards.
44 onwards.
Sorry to interrupt. Maharaj, you can go into rooms and you can see what they are discussing.
Right. Right.
Because you are host, you can go into every room.
Okay, thank you.
One point could be the obligation to Guru. He shouldn't be killed. Why he shouldn't be killed?
Because son is considered a representative of the father, who is a guru of the Pandavas.
Right, what you have to do, make a list of them, write down the different reasons. Just note them down. Huh?
Who will write it down?
Well, somebody in the group, one person in the group can write them down so that when we ask you, when we come around, we can ask you how many reasons do you have and what are the reasons.
So I could write down. So the reason for that he should be killed is
Against killing.
against killing.
Shouldn't be
Okay.
killed.
Yeah, we want both sides. We want reasons for killing and reasons for not killing.
Yes, Maharaj.
So the reason for killing is he has killed innocent boys. This is fatal.
Yeah, the Shastra says insane people, women, those who are sleeping, those who are not well cannot be killed.
The second reason,
Okay, Padmasundari Maharaji.
he does not know the principles of religion.
Yeah. Principle of war.
War, yeah, principles of war.
We are discussing against killing or for killing?
For
Against killing.
Both realistic.
Both were listening.
First
First
we'll-
one is against killing, right? The first one we are discussing about against killing.
Padmasundari.
Maharaj, they're all discussing. If you want, you can join each and every breakout room.
Okay,
Check.
can you, how do I join?
You have to just go in. There are breakout rooms. Then you can just join. You have been into room 1.
Yes.
So you go
Okay, breakout room. Okay, yeah, okay.
room 2. You can join. Like
Okay.
that you can join, and then you can come out. Leave the room. Just leave the breakout room, and then or you can just press join to another breakout.
So when I want to go into room 2, do I just press room 2?
You have to. There is a key join. You can just join there. It just gives a number there. If you just go there, you take your key cursor there, it will show you to join.
I don't know where this is. Where is the key cursor?
No. You take your mouse there on top of the number, then it will say to join.
First, where do they get the numbers? The breakout room. I go in the breakout rooms.
You have room 2, right?
But I want to go into room 2.
Yeah, you just go there and press Maharaj. You can go into the room.
I'm asking you, how do I go in?
You have to go into the top of room 2 and press there.
I don't know if it let me in or not.
1 minute. I'm sharing my screen, Maharaj. You can see. I think they're coming out because the time is out already.
Well, 5 minutes is about up. Maybe we need to go on.
Because one group is coming out. Anipur,
Can you put me back in my group?
which
Sorry,
group you are in?
I was in 3.
Okay, please join group.
Thanks.
Maharaj, you can see my screen now.
Yes?
You can see if I move my cursor there, if I just move there, I can just press there and you can join. If I take on top of the number, it will show join, or else it will show nothing. If I take on top of the number, I can join.
No, I don't know where you are. I don't know. I don't see you anywhere. There's nothing really on this screen that says Mayapur Institute. I've got something asking me, said the Mac can't connect to iCloud. I don't know. What is this?
Okay, 1 second. You're not getting the screen at all?
There's the lotus feet. Oh.
I think next time I'll send my husband with you to come there near you so that you will know how to join the room.
Okay.
I think that will be better. I'll ask him to post from there.
Okay.
The Saturday class, I'll ask him to come there to MI and be with you so that it will be easy for you.
Yeah, if somebody just shows me one time, I'll know it. I don't know right away. I'm not able to see what I'm supposed to do. Go to breakout rooms.
Yeah, and then you have to go into, you can go into each and every room, Maharaj, because...
Yeah, but I want to know how I go into the room.
No, you have to go there and press.
But how do I get in?
If you press, you will go inside.
You just press, there's a chart with the breakout rooms in progress. It said room 1, room 2, and the names of the people.
Yeah, you just have to go to that, it says room 1, room 2, right?
Yeah.
You go on to room 1, and it shows the number there, 4, 5, like that it is showing, right?
Yeah.
You have to just go on top of the number and press. You will go into the room.
On top of the number?
Yes.
Not
Press there, you will go into the room.
the top of the room number, or what number?
No, it says room 1 and then it says 5. Room 2, it says 4.
Right. So what did I press? Room 2? I press room 2?
And then you just go and press that 4.
Oh, press the 4?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Now I've got it. Okay, yeah, okay. Join room 2, yes. Okay, got it.
Okay, what are the reasons for that?
Have you got some reasons now? How are you doing in room 2? Have you come up with some different items?
Yes, Maharaj.
Yes? It's quite an easy exercise, right? How many reasons have you got?
Prabhuji, sorry, Maharaji, we have, should I say?
Well, how many? Just tell me how many. 5?
For not killing or for killing?
For not killing.
For killing, right? For not killing. That is 3 reasons.
Only 3?
Yes.
Okay, and how many reasons he got for killing?
For killing, 7, 8 reasons.
Okay, good. All right. Okay, okay. It's good. Okay. So good. I'm going to leave and we're going to come out now. You can come out the room and we'll discuss it together. Let's see what everybody else has got.
Maharaj, likewise you can join, you have muted yourself.
Oh,
Likewise you can join the same like room 3, room 4, room 5 if you want.
Okay, no time now. Let's bring everybody out the room and let's take feedback.
Okay, I'm going to close the rooms then. In 48 seconds, everybody will be back, Maharaj. I'll just let you know when everybody
Okay.
joins.
Yeah. And can we share the screen and we'll go on the slideshow?
Yes, Maharaj, for sure. Let everybody join, then I will share the screen.
Okay. All right.
Welcome back, everybody.
Okay, go ahead.
Hare Kṛṣṇa. Maharaj, Ashwadhama and Draupadi, they didn't want Yudhishthira Maharaj and Draupadi didn't want Ashwadhama to be killed, and the reasons for that are, first of all, Draupadi, because of her, she's a woman and she had a very good nature, so that why she didn't want Ashwadhama to be killed. Second is that he's teacher's son, that's why, and she didn't want Ashwadhama as he's the son of Droṇacharya to kill him, because Droṇacharya was present in the form of Ashwadhama. That way he didn't want Ashwadhama to kill him.
Okay.
And why, Bhima and Lord Kṛṣṇa wanted Ashwadhama to kill. Why? Because that he first of all killed innocent sons, him a Brahma Bandhu, and as he didn't act like a Brahman. That was
So you're group number 2, huh? This is group number 2.
Yes. Yes. Yes, Maharaj.
Okay, so thank you. Yes.
And a person who
Yes?
Should I carry on or should I?
Well, I'm...
Okay. And a person who knows... Hare Krishna?
Yeah? Go ahead.
Okay. A person who knows the principles of religion does not kill an enemy. And Krishna also says that a person should be killed for his own well-being. And as Arjuna had promised Draupadi that he has to kill the person who's killed his sons, her sons. So then he should kill. And Krishna is saying that he has also dissatisfied his master. That's why you should also kill Ashwatthama.
Okay, thank you very much. All right, so that's group number 2. Can we go ahead, Padma Sundari? Yes, go ahead. Yes, go ahead. All right? Okay, so we're talking here, this is our question. The arguments for and against the execution of Ashwatthama. You can see the nice illustration here. There's Ashwatthama bound up like an animal. Is everyone hearing okay?
Yes, Maharaj.
All right, and here you can see Bhima, he's got his sword up, he wants to kill him. And there's Draupadi coming forward, she wants to stop him. And in between them, Lord Kṛṣṇa. And how many arms has he got?
4.
Right, Chaturbhuj Kṛṣṇa. And 2 arms to stop Draupadi, 2 arms to stop Bhima. Right? So this is the situation. So let's have a look. Next slide. Okay, arguments for execution. Now, first argument. Who would like to... Let's have group number 1. Give one argument.
Yes, Maharaj. Argument for killing, first argument was that he has killed innocent boys.
Okay, very good. He's killed innocent boys. Right. In their sleep, right?
Yes.
Okay, so that's one argument. Let's have group number 2. Give another argument. Group number 2. Someone from group number 2, give another argument.
Maharaj, because here Arjuna has given a promise to Draupadi that he'll kill Ashwatthama, so he has to maintain that promise, so he has to be killed.
He had given a promise to who?
Draupadi, that he'll kill Ashwatthama.
Did he?
He killed the murderer of her sons.
Did he actually give a promise like that?
It says in the text 38.
What is it? What?
I personally heard your promise, Draupadi, that you would bring forth the head of the killer of the sons.
Okay. Group number 3. Can you give another argument?
Yeah, because there was another argument that Ashwatthama was a murderer in the sense that he dissatisfied his master and there was basically a requirement to kill him immediately because he was acting like a Brahma Bandhu and he was not exhibiting any of the qualities of the Brahma.
He wasn't... He dissatisfied his master. Who was his master?
Master was Duryodhana Maharaj.
Okay. He dissatisfied Duryodhana and he didn't act like a Brahmana. He was a degraded Brahmana. All right. Okay, group number 4. Can you come up with another reason?
Yes, in Hare Krishna, in verse 38, Krishna says, an aggressor should be killed for his own well-being. Otherwise, he will go down. The words are, he will go down by his own actions.
Very good. Yeah. Someone who's an aggressor should be killed. Yes? Very good. Group number 5.
Kṛṣṇa Maharaj, Bhīṣmadeva also supported to kill the Drona's Achyutam.
I'm sorry, it's not very clear. Could you say it again?
Bhīm supported to kill the Achyutama. Bhīm.
Yeah, Bhīm, he wants to kill him. He's in favor of killing him.
Yes, Maharaj.
But why? Why did Bhīm want to kill him?
Because in the when Draupadi was about to be naked in the assembly, Bhīm promised like that.
Yeah, he made a promise. Yeah. All right, group number 6. Any other reasons?
We have, similar to the last reason, Maharaj, specifically Bhima wanted him killed because he mercilessly killed sleeping children for no purpose.
Yes.
He should be killed.
For no legitimate reason, he killed innocent children.
Defenseless sleeping children, so he should be killed.
All right. Okay, Padma Sundari, can we go ahead? Let's see what reasons we have here listed. Arjuna promised to behead the aggressor. So that was mentioned, yes. And then, can we do it one at a time, Padma Sundari? Is that all one item? No, Padma Sundari. Hare Krishna.
Maharaj, it's all one item together.
Well, the last one wasn't. You put the last one in. Can we go back?
It's all one item together. That's why it's all coming together.
Okay, go back again. Let me have it again. Let's have it again. Okay, stop here. Right? Kṛṣṇa orders him to be killed. Kṛṣṇa ordered him to be killed. Why? First of all, innocent boys in their sleep. All right? I think you all had that one. And then, for his own well-being. Otherwise, he will go down by his own actions. I think some of you had that one. For his own well-being, for his own benefit. If the murderer is not killed, then he will suffer so much in the next life. But if the murderer is given capital punishment, then next life he will have a much better birth. And we see Ashvatthama is mentioned that Ashvatthama, that at the end of the Kali Yuga, he has a very good situation. He becomes one of the great sages. All right? And then another reason Kṛṣṇa gives, that he's an assassin and murderer of his own, of the family members of the Pandavas. All right? And then the last one, Padma Sundari. Bhima also advised killing him. Yeah, Bhima wants him killed. Because he's understood. Bhima just thinks he's done such a terrible thing. Bhima's son also was killed. Bhima had a son by Draupadi. He was also killed. So Bhima really wants him killed. He wants to see some action taken against him. All right? So these are some arguments for executing Ashvatthama. Go ahead. And now the arguments against that. Can we hear? Group 6. What's one reason why Ashvatthama should not be killed? Group 6.
Because he's son of a Brahmana.
He's the son of a Brahmana, yes. Brahmanas shouldn't be killed.
Yeah.
Group 5. One reason.
Kṛṣṇa Maharaj, because all his brothers, they were in favor of not killing the Ashwatthama. Like Yudhishthira, Nakula, Sahadev, they were not in favor to kill Ashwatthama. All his brothers, they were not in favor of killing the Ashwatthama.
Why?
Yudhishthira, Nakula and Sahadev.
Why were they not in favor of killing him?
Because Draupadi says that he should not be killed. Make a pure devotee of the Lord. She says that being the son of your master, from where you have learned the military art.
All right, okay, there's one reason. Because he'd given military arts. He's the son of the teacher. Okay, group 4.
Yes, Maharaj. Draupadi says that enraging the Brahmana order would cause it will burn the body of the royal family and bring grief upon all. So the argument is not to enrage the Brahmana order.
Not to enrage the Brahmana order, okay. Because he's from the Brahmana family, though they don't want to do anything against the Brahmanas. Group 3.
Hare Krishna Maharaj, actually Draupadi was thinking from the point of view of Kuntī, who was the mother of Ashwatthama. So she felt the pain and agony on the death of her 5 sleeping sons. So she did not want, being merciful, that Mother Kuntī should also feel the same pain and agony.
Very good, yes, that's a good reason. That she didn't like to see Drona's wife, who was the mother of Ashwatthama, she didn't want to see her suffer like Draupadi's suffering. So that was a good reason, yes. Group number 3.
Actually, it was group number 3, now group number 2.
Oh, sorry, thank you. Group 2.
Ashwatthama is representing Dronacharya, because Dronacharya is no more. Killing Ashwatthama is like killing Dronacharya.
All right, yes, he's a representative of Dronacharya, representative of the Guru, so he shouldn't be killed. And group 1?
Yes, Maharaj. If the kingly administrative order, being unrestricted in sense control, opens the Brahmana order and enrages them.
All right, enrages the Brahmanas. Yeah, we had that actually, that came up. All right, let's see what we've got here. Padma Sundari Maharaji, first of all, in the absence of Dronacharya, his son was his representative. Right, we had that mentioned. Next one. Do not make the wife of Dronacharya cry like me. We had that also. Kripi, the mother of Ashwatthama, shouldn't cry like Draupadi. And then, offense to the Brahminical order. Yes, we had this one. You got this one? Yes? Indebted to the family of Dronacharya. Yes, you also got that one. The son of a great teacher should be spared. Yes, we had that. Devotees are never unkind to others, even to the enemy. You didn't get that one, right? This one you didn't get. That the devotees are never unkind to others, even to the enemy. And Prabhupada mentions in the purport that that was a sign of Draupadi's pure devotion, that she didn't even have bad feelings towards the enemy. All right, is there another one, Padma Sundari? Yes. The ruling is an aggressor, when he is without weapons or chariot, cannot be killed. So, Ashwatthama, he has no weapon or chariot. So, He cannot really be killed. He's bound up, helpless. All right, so these are the arguments against killing. We'll go ahead. Next slide. So how to deal with this? Arjuna has to kill and not to kill, right? Someone can read?
A compromise was selected by Arjuna by his sharp intelligence, and he separated the jewel from the head of Ashwatthama. This was as good as cutting off his head, and yet his life was saved for all practical purposes. Thus, being insulted, the humiliated Ashwatthama was simultaneously killed and not killed by the intelligence of Lord Kṛṣṇa and Arjuna.
Okay. Yes. Go ahead. Next slide. Yes? Someone can read?
Lord Sri Krishna encouraged Arjuna outwardly just to test Arjuna's sense of duty. Krishna put to test many of his pure devotees just to magnify the sense of duty. The gopis were put to such tests as well. Maharaj also was put to such a test. All pure devotees come out successful in their respective tests.
Okay, so all tests. Prabhupada talks about the tests. Krishna makes tests for his pure devotees. And he gives the examples. Prahlad Maharaj, the gopis. How were the gopis tested? Somebody can answer. Janmashtami.
Well, Krishna left Vrindavan, and so they were serving in separation for Pralamba Bhav, and that was really intensified their love and devotion for Krishna by the separation.
Okay, yeah. Krishna left, increased their ecstasy, right? Mm-hmm. And then, what about Prahlad? How was Prahlad tested? Amala Manjari Maharaji, do you know that?
Hare Krishna Maharaj.
Prahlad Maharaj was also put to test?
Yes, Maharaj. Prahlad Maharaj was put to test by, because Hiranyakashipu was trying to kill him. His own father was trying to kill him in different ways.
Okay, yeah. Was Srila Prabhupada tested? Murari Prabhu? Murari? Was Prabhupada put to test?
When he was trying to go to America, he was also even having an infarct in the road of Javaduta.
So was it a test? What was it? How was it a test?
Yes, Krishna shows himself to him at the time, and he increased his faith that he shall go there and preach.
Okay. Yeah. Krishna makes tests for his devotees. And we see in the Bhagavatam, 3rd Canto, Dhruva Maharaj going to the forest. Narada Muni comes to Dhruva Maharaj and tells him, "Oh, you're very small, come back when you're grown up. You're not ready yet, you're just too young, too dangerous here." It was like a test. He wants to see, is Dhruva really determined Is he really Dhruva? So we also have to expect tests to come. So Arjuna is put to test here. Arjuna is put to test how to apply this, how to apply himself in this situation, how to kill Ashwatthama and at the same time not kill him. So by cutting the jewel off his head, what happens? Anybody know?
Ashwatthama was deprived of his wealth and also his residence.
By cutting the jewel off his head, he was deprived of his wealth and his residence. Anything else?
He must leave the kingdom.
Yeah, he's driven out of the kingdom. Nobody wants him anymore because he's done such a terrible thing. It's described, and Ashwatthama is also one of the Amaras, that he doesn't die. So it describes that for 3,000 years he would wander in wastelands and nobody will ever speak to him. And his body will have a terrible smell. Nobody will come near him. For 3,000 years he'll have to be punished like this. And by cutting the jewel off his head, he'd also lost all of his effulgence. Of course, by his very sinful activity, he'd also lost a lot of his effulgence. And all of his spiritual power and strength, his great power and strength was all diminished. It was all taken from him by cutting that jewel off his head. So it was a great punishment. But after many years, he will remain in this world through the Kali Yuga. And when it comes to Satya Yuga, then he has some purpose again. He's given some duty, becomes one of the great sages. So it's all pastime. Okay, we'll go ahead. An interesting section from a purport by Srila Prabhupada. Women as a class are no better than boys, and therefore they have no discriminatory power like that of a man. So of course this is in relation to who?
Draupadi.
Yes, in relation to Mother Draupadi, that because she was showing, what was Draupadi? She was showing this affection towards Ashwatthama. She didn't want that he should be abused, that she didn't think it was right that he was bound up and treated like an animal. And so Prabhupada picks up on this point, that women as a class sometimes have this problem, that they don't have the discriminatory power like that of a man. Women tend to be more soft-hearted. So how could this statement be misinterpreted? Maybe you can sit in pairs, take a partner, and discuss for a few minutes.
She'll divide us up into pairs.
Can you?
Yeah, I will divide into pairs.
Yeah, thank you, Padmasuni.
Somebody is in Hawaii P Smart. Whoever it is.
Sorry?
Hare Krishna Mataji, it's Prabhupada Purada and Gundicha on that. We have a problem with the internet on our PC. Sorry for that.
Okay. Maharaj, I have allocated. Can I open the rooms?
Yes? Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Who's in room 12? Nobody.
Maharaj, as a co-host, it will give you a room. That's why in your room nobody is there. You can join any room if you wish, Maharaj.
Okay, thank you.
Maharaj, you're muted, so I don't hear what you're saying.
Okay, so yeah, all right, I'll go into some rooms.
Text 42, right?
Yes, 42.
Hare Krishna Maharaj, Dandavat Pranam.
Hare Krishna. Tejasvini.
Sorry, I joined late.
Oh, really?
Busy today.
Are you familiar now?
Sorry, I joined late.
Okay, do you understand the question all right?
Yes, Maharaj.
So it's based on the on chapter 7, text 42.
Yes, we're talking about the discriminatory power of women and how this statement may be abused.
Okay, Maharaj. I'm just having a read and then I'll...
What about Prabhu there? Is there a Prabhu there with you?
Yes, Maharaj.
What do you feel, Prabhu?
Yes.
Yes, Maharaj. I'll read and then we'll have discuss.
Okay. You haven't read yet, no? Hare Krishna.
She cannot have managerial positions, maybe. Oh, Maharaj, you have joined our group.
Yes, I've come to your group. I want to hear your discussion.
Yeah, I'm Maharaj. Nice to meet you, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
I'm Kamlangi here. I'm also a woman myself. I was thinking that we are soft-hearted and very compassionate. We always think of how others will feel like that. But then how to misinterpret it, that's why how people can misinterpret it, that's why I'm confused here now. Actually, we're very emotional as well.
My thinking is that someone may say, correct me if I'm wrong, someone may say that because woman is very emotional, tends to be emotional, she cannot have a managerial position. She cannot maybe manage something like an office or temple commander, such things.
Yes.
This is one way to misinterpret.
Yeah, good. Yeah.
Another, I say something that if that's the case, the same role she does in a family as a mother or as a wife and all, she runs a whole family situation in the home, from cooking to educating the children and whatever it is, the household chores. That's also some kind of management, right?
Some kind of?
Management is kind of managing the household. So, yeah. So very hard to say from here also, cannot have management position. It's quite difficult to say that. I don't quite agree with that. Because most of the time, we women take over the household than the men. Generally. Yeah, generally, we take over. A good example in my case, I take over the whole household myself than my husband. He leave it to me. So how water is quite tricky here.
But doesn't your husband also give you advice sometimes? Doesn't he sometimes disagree? Sometimes he'll agree?
He does give advice.
Sometimes.
I'm asking for advice. He gives advice. Very good advice he gives. Yeah. So in other words, we have to be supported as well. Whatever we are doing, we need some support also. Sometimes we can become too emotional, not be able to think properly. So that time where the husband comes and gives you the support or the right thinking to be at a moment of time. When you want to make a decision for something, or be upset for something for no reason, then you realize, oh yeah, it's not important at all, it's so petty, why am I so upset about it? That's the way he supports you in your management role also. That's where we lose ourselves, our composure, that moment become too emotional.
Yeah, interesting. Yeah, sometimes we do say women are the weaker sex, right? But women are generally considered the weaker sex. The weakness being that they're, they have this, sentiment, bodily affection, and kind-hearted, soft-hearted. Sometimes people may take advantage of that soft-heartedness.
Yes, exactly. Can take advantage, possibly there.
Okay, I'll leave you now and I'll just get back to the...
Maharaj, can I close the rooms?
Yes, let's close the rooms and we'll take feedback.
It'll take 50 seconds. Closing the rooms, after closing the rooms, it will take 1 minute.
Okay.
So now we have 50 seconds.
All right.
Welcome back, everybody.
Okay, nice to have everyone back. Let's take some feedback. I'd like to hear, let's begin with the Mataji. Let's hear a lady first of all tell us what is her opinion about this. How might this be abused or wrongly applied? One of the ladies would like to offer their contribution. What about Jai Radhe? Jai Radha? Hare Krishna.
So in our discussion, what we thought is Draupadi's view was given a lot of importance by Kṛṣṇa and the others, and it was because of Draupadi's desire that Ashwatthama was actually brought to the palace for punishment in front of everyone. But Kṛṣṇa also respected Draupadi's later desire not to punish Ashwatthama on account of her being a pure devotee of Kṛṣṇa, and decided not to punish him, but at the same time understood that the discriminatory power of women may not be as good as man, and took a step where he did not really compromise on punishing Ashwatthama, but at the same time he listened or wanted the desire of Draupadi to be executed in terms of not punishing Ashwatthama.
Yeah, but you didn't really comment on this point about the abuse of, how it might be abused, this nature of women to make judgments or to be weak, a little soft-hearted in dealing with issues. You didn't get into that at all. You're just talking about the text. We want your opinion, but the answer's not in the book. We want to hear from you. Maybe we can ask some other lady?
Hare Krishna Maharaj, can I just say add-on if you permit me?
Your voice is not clear.
Can I just say if you permit me? Hare Krishna? Can I speak on? Yes. Maharaj, actually a woman is very mild by nature. So when Ashwatthama was brought to her, she was not able to decide genuinely. Because of her mild nature, she said no, he should not be killed. Whereas a man, he is strong by nature. So he thinks rationally, more rationally than a woman. Like, we can give an example of Arjuna. Like, as a devotee, he was soft-hearted and he didn't want to fight the battle. But when Kṛṣṇa asked him, ordered him to fight, then he judged rationally and then he fought.
But you're not commenting on the question. You haven't given me a comment on the question about the nature of women and how they might be. Oh. Hare Krishna, can you hear me?
Yes, Hare Krishna.
Yes, Maharaji?
Hare Krishna Maharaj. I have the answer as women are regarded as less intelligent or weak, but it's not in the case with Draupadi, or we also see with Mother Sita or Mother Queen Kuntī, how courageous they are.
Okay. So you say that if women are accepted as being soft-hearted, then we may think that all women are weak.
Yes. Weak or like less intelligent.
Oh, weak or less intelligent. Okay. So, yes?
It also can be misinterpreted saying that women think more from the heart than from the mind. She doesn't use the intelligence or, just relying on the emotions rather than intelligence. And also, it can be misinterpreted to say like women can't be given any responsibility or a powerful position.
Yes, this is interesting. Yeah, this is good. Yeah, this is a kind of thing which might come up. We may think like that, and we may generalize that all women are sentimental and weak-hearted. We can't trust them. They'll just keep them at home, let them be housewives and have children.
Hare Krishna Maharaj, one more point I wish to share. Like, because of this, women are ill-treated by men, and they are by saying abusive languages to them and by beating them. Like they feel that they are weak, so we can do anything with them.
All right.
They should not reply back.
All right. Thank you. women can be taken advantage of. We can do anything with them. They don't have any position. We don't need to listen to them. All right. So let's hear from some men. Murari Prabhu, can you give us your thought on this?
Speaking about this point that women are lower than the men, they can take it like that because of this statement of Prabhupada. And also it arises the question or discussion about the liberated women movements which try to be like the men's, and men in this way try to exploit the women's because but actually they are like different natures, so they should be not compared, the men's and women's, but men's are trying to make it that in this way that they can be exploited, you know, and therefore this question can arise from this. Otherwise, Prabhupada is mentioning this in a proper way.
Yes. Thank you, Prabhu. Yes. So Prabhupada is mentioned like that women in general, they do have that tendency to be soft-hearted, and they don't always show the right strength of discrimination in dealing with issues. They allow their own affections and feelings to influence judgments. All right? Maybe we'll just take one more comment from a man. Anybody like to offer anything?
Yes, Maharaj, may I?
All right, Prabhu.
Maharaj, is a counterpoint, really, that whilst what has been discussed may be the essence of it all, but there is a counterpoint to this that, because me being a marriage counselor, by the way, I have sensed that many of the men are actually suffering because of, unfortunately, the cases I'm dealing with, because the women have tried to take the position of the men, and the man has had to become very subservient to the demands of the woman. So I just want you to throw in a counterpoint to our discussion.
Yeah, this could be very topical, big issue. Very interesting. Okay, thank you, Prabhu. That's the men's side. One point from the men's side. Yes?
Maybe somebody may I?
Yeah, we don't have time now, Prabhu. I'm sorry. We'll just have to go on. And we'll hear from you another time because time is short. We have limited time and have still a bit more to go. Can we go ahead? Yes? Go ahead. Yeah. Can someone read the quote?
We should not give up our vision and discriminatory power just to be gentle. One must have good discriminatory power to judge a thing on its merit. We should not follow the mild nature of a woman and thereby accept that which is not genuine.
All right. So Prabhupada talks about the mild nature of a woman. Well, that's a fortunate man who has a woman with a mild nature, right? He's very lucky. Not all women have a mild nature. Okay. Let's go ahead. All right. Oh, we're going to just move in here into the beginning of the eighth chapter, because in the next class we'll begin with the prayers of Queen Kuntī. But beginning the 8th chapter, can we have the text? Oh. Anyway, what's happening is after the protection, that after the dealing with Ashwatthama, then after dealing with Ashwatthama, then of course Ashwatthama tries to throw another Brahmastra weapon, which also has to be counteracted by Lord Kṛṣṇa. Oh, that comes after Queen Kunti's prayers, doesn't it? Let me see, I have to refresh my memory how the 8th chapter begins. Chapter 8, text number 1. I want text number 1. All right. Sutta Goswami. No. Thereafter, the Pandavas, desiring to deliver water to the dead relatives who had desired it, went to the Ganges with Draupadi, and the ladies walked in front. Okay? Text 2. Having lamented over them and sufficiently offered Ganges water, they bathed in the Ganges, whose water is sanctified due to being mixed with the dust of the lotus feet of the Lord. Wonderful. Go ahead. There sat the king of the Kurus, Maharaj Yudhisthira, along with his younger brothers, and Dhritarashtra, Gandhari, Kuntī and Draupadi, all overwhelmed with grief. Lord Kṛṣṇa was also there. Go ahead. Text 4. Citing the stringent laws of the Almighty and their reactions upon living beings, Lord Sri Kṛṣṇa and the Munis began to pacify those who were shocked and affected. So we could understand the situation, something of the situation, how painful it must have been for all of them, that they were there. So many of the relatives and family members have all been killed. Not only the sons of Draupadi, the sons of Dhritarashtra, and then Abhimanyu, the son of Arjuna also, and so many thousands, millions of people all died in the battle of Kurukshetra. So the situation was overwhelming, and they're naturally feeling very despondent. When we ever go to a funeral, it's not a very ecstatic event, right? It's very thought-provoking. So reading text number 5. The clever Duryodhana and his party cunningly usurped the kingdom of Yudhisthira, who had no enemy. By the grace of the Lord, the recovery was executed, and the unscrupulous kings who joined with Duryodhana were killed by him. Others also died, their duration of life having decreased for their rough handling of the hair of Queen Draupadi. So because of the rough handling of the hair of Draupadi, all of these people had to die, all of these different kings, they were all removed in the battle of Kurukshetra. Lord Kṛṣṇa does not allow anyone to mistreat his devotees, his pure devotees, like Draupadi. Alright? So, we want to have a little, just with the time left, we want you to think about this protection in ISKCON. From the purport of verse number 5. In the glorious days, or before the advent of the age of Kali, the brahmanas, the cows, the women, the children, and the old men were given protection. Go ahead. The next slide. How Prabhupada's purport to 8.5 gives insight into his mission and that of ISKCON. Yes? There's a bit more. How effective have we implemented these guidelines in ISKCON? It's a big topic, I know. But let's see. You know, you were all in groups, right? We had groups of 4 people. There were 6 groups of 4 people. So, who were the different people who were going to be protected? First of all, there were the women. Group 1 will take the women and analyze protection of the women. Group 2 will take the children and analyze the protection of the children and how we're doing in ISKCON. And then also we have the Brahmanas. Group 3 will consider the position of the Brahmanas. Group 4 will consider the old men. All right? And we still have 2 more groups. Group 5, you can take the women. And group 6, you can take the Brahmanas. Is it clear? Can we go back to the question again? Padmasundari Maharaji? We need the question on the screen. How Prabhupada's purport gives insight into his mission and that of ISKCON. How effective, particularly the second part of the question, how effective have we implemented these guidelines in ISKCON?
Maharaj, you want groups to be made right now?
Well, we already made the groups, right? We had the groups earlier.
No, that was again recreated because they were in pairs. So I have to make the groups again.
What happened?
No, I'll do it again, not an issue. How much time they have?
Well, we have 5 minutes left for the class. We don't have much time. Yes?
We have not made a group for the cows.
Oh, the cows. Okay, so group 5 can be the women, group 6 can do the cows.
Can you just quickly say who were there in group room 1? So I'll put you in the room. Room 1. Who were there in room 1 for your first group assignment? You have to make it fast.
We were there, Mataji, Mahamani and Madhumali.
And others?
Mataji, Manigopal Das was in room 1.
Okay. Anybody else in room 1?
We had Murari Prabhu also.
Okay. And room 2? Room 2. Karnatara, okay. You have to be fast. Okay.
Veena Damodar Das.
Okay.
Amala Manjari.
Okay, done. Room 3. Please tell me.
Gopal Ganesh Das.
Okay, next person.
Anil.
Okay. One more person. Room 3.
And also Mahadev.
Okay, anybody else in room 3?
Mahavirupa Prabhu, Sachitana Prabhu.
Sachitanai Prabhu, okay, done. Room 4.
And Mastami Das, Asad Prabhu, Gopal Prabhu, and Dauji.
Okay, thank you, Prabhu. Done. Room 5. Room 5. Who were there in room 5? Rubanga Prabhu.
Rasashekar Prabhu, Chandrika Mataji, Kamalanki Mataji, and Jayarade.
Okay, done. The rest all are in room 6. Okay, I'm just assigning all of you. Please join the rooms. I'm opening the rooms right now. There's no time. Please join the rooms.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Actually, I said Murari Prabhu, but probably Padma Sundari Mataji heard your name.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway,
It's good to have you, Prabhu.
So, number 1. What's number 1? It's protection of women. Is that correct?
Yes.
I guess we can have a brainstorm. Protection of women. So I think again, it's a big discussion, but we can start. I think we kind of got off to a slow start. I think ISKCON is so absorbed in the all-important mission of preaching that I think to begin with we may have overlooked these to one degree or another.
Means reducing the Brahmana class of mans by proper trainings.
Yeah. So Mahagi Rupa Prabhu, you taking notes, right?
Okay, Prabhuji, I will obey your instruction.
That's because you're very good at it. So what about the fact? So we're talking about protection of the Brahmanical culture, right? And I think was one of Prabhupada's key ideas in ISKCON, was that
Yes, sir. So they have to maintain goshalas, then offering them milks. Then what else?
Sometimes there's Go Puja also.
Yes.
To know how to respect cows and worship the cow.
How have we done in ISKCON? How have we done in ISKCON? Do you think ISKCON has done pretty good in cow protection?
Over here, yes, I know of. There's one particular devotee who goes around and takes all the cows that are going to be killed, even if they can't give more milk, or even if they can't have more, they can't reproduce. He takes them and saves them and keeps them in his goshala under the name of ISKCON.
Oh, very nice.
Protect them so that they're not slaughtered.
Very nice. So it's in
That's great service.
That's in New Zealand or Australia?
In Mauritius.
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 Oh, wonderful. So some places, definitely things are good. Not in every place. I saw a very negative article recently about the Goshala somewhere in Australia. Okay. Good. I'll leave you to it.
Maharaj, can I close the rooms?
Yes, I think so.
You have muted yourself, Maharaj.
Oh, okay. Oh.
Maharaj, can you hear me?
Yes?
Can I close the rooms?
Yes, please. Haribol? Quite young one. Okay. So everyone's back?
Yes, Maharaj.
All right, so our time is up now, but what we can do, you keep your notes on this topic, and to the next class we will begin with this discussion. I'll hear your feedback on these different points. But keep it brief. We don't want too much, you know, it's just a simple exercise. So we will stop here. I'm not going to go over time. I want to keep you late. I'm sure you have a lot to do. So we'll meet next weekend, next Saturday, right?
Thank you, Maharaj.
Okay, thank you, Prabhu. Srila Prabhupada ki.
Thank you, man.
Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mother.